There are 2.5 billion people in the world that lack proper sanitation. And of these, 800,000 children every year die from disease that are spread through diarrhea and other poor sanitation issues.
We've been approached by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2012. They came to us because they had realized that malodor was an important issue in the acceptance and adoption of toilets.
And so we thought, is there any science somewhere that could help get rid of this smell? And so Firmenich is a special company that understands about making things smell good, and so we approached them.
Firmenich has been working for many decades on malodor control. And the whole idea is to apply science across many different domains, receptor biology, cell biology, sensory biology, even chemistry, to try and develop formulations that block our ability to perceive the malodor molecule. Fundamentally, it's about unraveling the mysteries of olfaction.
And we got the results the other day, right? Patrick and I looked them over, and in fact, we did manage to get exactly those receptors.
But the new one here is a 0.5 one, so it's a 20-fold fold shift.
Olfaction is something extremely complex. In fact, as we sit today, it's one of the least understood of all of our senses.
Explore the chemical space around that structure. I think that would give us another couple leads to work with.
If you inhibit the receptors, if you inhibit the neurons, that you will reduce the malodor intensity.
So we have a way of modifying the olfactory code and to actually physically block the receptors that are responsible for the perception of unpleasantness in the brain. Gives us access to prototypes and new technologies that are malodor counteractants.
Had a meeting with the sensory team, and it looks like they are headed to India to test the latest renditions of the malodor counteractant formulation in the field. So let's take this into the field and see where we are.
More than 60% of India's population does not have access to proper sanitation. Women are raped, harassed, abused every single day when they try to go out to find a place to defecate. So there are enormous social, economical and cultural challenges that country is facing because of the lack of sanitation.
It's about changing the culture. A lot of people in the developing world aren't familiar with enclosed latrines. So we have to incentivize them to use these latrines.
The idea was just to find, something in common between all these toilets malodor in the world. 2 by 2. Yeah.
Okay, all of them.
Our project now for today is to conduct a sensory survey with you and with us to evaluate the performance of our technologies.
So what's your impression?
I think this would qualify as a very pleasant smell for the locals as well.
Yeah.
The smell here is astonishing. It's almost making my eyes water. So now you smell the fragrance being released slowly.
What do you think, Gary?
It's amazing. Now the malodor is completely suppressed.
The thing about this technology is that instead of covering this malodor, it basically changes the perception. And I feel that this has potential to create this habit of using the toilet.
So when we talk about realistic technologies for the base of the pyramid populations, it's actually about looking at what is adapted to local situations.
So in some countries when they don't have running water, they can use bleach, fragrance. I think it's a very nice way of antagonizing malodor. The cellulosic pad, they are very cheap, they are biodegradable, so this is working very well for low-income people.
We work with people like Samagra that actually maintain toilets, and it's very important for us to apply our technologies in sanitary conditions. So the effect of our technologies will actually increase the usage of toilets versus people going outside and defecating in the open. The question is outside or inside? So.
Inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
And this is where we feel we are a vector of change in the behavior of local populations.
Urban slums face a very difficult challenge. There are no spaces at home. People do not want to build toilets at home. So people have to rely on something outside of their house.
There's a lot of open defecation around here, and we want them to use the toilets and also feel a connection to the toilet, because if you don't feel it's your own, you will never keep it in a proper way.
who are engaged in this kind of project is really to help people having a business model around toilet. Nobody would pay to go to the toilet if the toilets are smelling bad or if they are badly maintained.
We have connections and networks of people that we work with, like Samagra here in India, and also in Africa. We work with other entrepreneurs in Kenya, in Uganda as well. And so this gives us a widespread view of different sanitation situations that gives us a very unique insight.
You know, this ecosystem that is being formed by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, by Toilet Board Coalition, by Firmenich, and that's what actually excites me, because this is the time with all the different entities coming together and looking at this problem from a technology challenge, psychology challenge and a business challenge point of view.
So we're now at a stage of the project where we're reaching out to potential partners in order to translate our prototypes into real affordable solutions and products for the base of the pyramid populations.
And I think it's phenomenal that a company like Firmenich that focuses historically on flavors and fragrances is now applying their expertise for the better of the world.
We're actually on the field making changes in people's lives, and it's extremely important. I think that's recognized because we're in the field, we're cleaning toilets with the cleaners, we're trying to find concrete solutions for these people that are sustainable.